All right, we've got a couple of products to break tonight. One of them just came out today. Those are always my favorite. I always like the new releases the best. I know, the shiny new things. I'm like a little kid. Anyway, before we get started, ripping into the stuff that we're going to rip into in a few minutes, we do have a little bit of information to go over, so let's get that rolling. Feedback, 100% automated. Anytime you leave positive feedback from me, you are going to instantly get the same thing in return, thanks to the wonders of automation. And of course, the second thing there is just to say thank you. I very much appreciate everyone who bids and breaks and chats and hangs out with me, keeps me company, all that kind of stuff. So thanks everyone for being here this Friday evening, or maybe later if you're watching the tape delay. We're looking now at breaks that are coming up. This stuff is already listed on eBay. We're going to be breaking it over the course of the next few nights. So tomorrow night, Bowman Baseball, half case break. It's the back half of a case we started a couple of nights ago. Sunday is Mother's Day, and that's an off night. Monday, we will finish up this case of Gypsy Queen that we're going to start here in a little while tonight. We'll finish it Monday night. Tuesday, we're going to be busy, but it's going to be fun. A 5-day case, five-day case, let's try that again. A 5-box case of Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys. That's a full case break number 5 for that one. Leaf Best of Sports will break again on Tuesday night. Flawless Football will break on Tuesday, and Tier 1 Baseball, like I said, busy. Wednesday, we've got one new release. It's going to be fun. We haven't had it in a few years. Panini Prism Baseball. And we're going to start at 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific on that particular night for our Prism Baseball. We're going to break a half case because, a full case is like almost 2,000 cards, which is crazy to try to deal with at once. So we're going to do it in a half case. Yeah, I know, right? Here's what you need to know for tonight. What will break first? Leaf Best of Sports. Gypsy Queen will be our second break of the night. Anticipating that both of these breaks should be out the door and on the way to you approximately Tuesday. Now, if I can get it out sooner than Tuesday, I will be happy to do so. And if something really crazy happens, unexpected, it could possibly go a day later to Wednesday. But right now, my best estimate is a Tuesday out the door date for both of these breaks. In Gypsy Queen, we do not have to worry about consolation cards because everybody's going to pull cards, lots and lots of cards in that break. However, it is possible in Leaf Best of Sports that you could end up not getting anything. And if that happens, if you get skunked and your letter, in this case, doesn't pull anything at all, not a base card, not a single thing, then you are still going to get a little package in the mail. You'll get some consolation cards heading your way, and they will ship out with the rest of the break because it is a paid shipping break, so that's how that's going to work. All right, first up tonight, a 10-box case of our new release, 2019 Leaf Best of Sports. It is a full case break. It is break number 1. It ended today on eBay. It released today, 5/10/19. And of course, spots are sold by the first letter of the last name. So Hank Aaron would go to the A bidding position. We could pull anybody out of here out of any kind of sport. Doesn't matter where they come from, what sport they play. It's going to be the first letter of the last name. If they happen to be a one-name person, so in other words, if it's listed on the card as Pele, and that's it, no last name listed with it, it would go to the P. Okay, if Ichiro is listed as Ichiro on the card, it would go to the I. If Ichiro happened to be listed as Ichiro Suzuki on the card, it would go to the S. See how that works? Yeah, pretty easy. All right, last but not least, I'm changing up the focus a little bit. And that is why your background went out of focus a little bit. But don't worry, we're going to be able to see everything. Don't sweat that. Don't sweat the small stuff. We're going to be all good. Oh, I didn't mention this. You probably saw it on the spreadsheet, though, and of course it was also noted in the listing description. But there's a possibility of pulling redemptions. This is a buyback product, so ordinarily there aren't going to be redemptions in here. But every once in a while, as a little special treat, they will throw in a redemption. And if they do, it would most likely be for an autographed memorabilia item, or sometimes a sealed box of cards, or occasionally even a sealed pack of cards, like a rare pack of cards. So the redemption spot or the redemption possibility had its own bidding spot. So if we were to pull, for instance, a redemption of any type, no matter whether it was for memorabilia or box or pack or what, it would go to that redemption bidding spot. So in each one of these boxes, we will have a buyback card. And in addition to our buyback card, we will also have ourselves a Leaf Original card. So it's actually going to be 2 cards per box, 1 buyback, 1 Leaf Original. So, and this is my first chance getting into it as well, since it just came out today. So I'm kind of anxious to see what we find in here. There's always, Leaf Best of Anything always has a lot of possibilities for big booming hits. We just never know where they're going to win and where they're going to come out. But I'm hoping that it's tonight, in a minute, out of one of these boxes. Of course, if I can get the plastic off, that would be the most helpful. I seem to be struggling tonight getting the plastic off. Am I right? A little bit. What the deal is, daggone it. Kavika is here. Hi, Kavika. You are looking for the C and the S. All right, C and S. Mojo request accepted. And we will see if we can make that happen for you with the C and the S. And or maybe both. Yeah, these multi-sport products are always interesting to me, whether it's jerseys or this or, you know, Metal Sports Heroes that we opened earlier in the year. All of the multi-sport stuff to me is really interesting because we usually do pull some pretty cool stuff out of it, and you just kind of have no idea. Stang Lover's looking for the M's. Oh, you want Steph Curry and Juan Soto in particular. Okay. Farley Bowman is next. You probably missed the little rundown there at the start of the evening. But yeah, Bowman will be following this. Stang Lover, I sent you a message. I never found that message that you said you sent to my email. Like, I don't know where it is, man. I checked spam and I tried to look through the, you know, the big massive amount of emails in there, and I never found it. So I don't know what it is that you told me. I know you told me to look for one, and I did look for one, but I couldn't find it. All right, so our Leaf Original card is actually going to be a 1-of-1 printing plate, as a matter of fact, and that would be Dwayne Haskins. How about that? That's unexpected. So for the H bidding position, you get a 1-of-1 printing plate Dwayne Haskins for our Leaf Original. And our buyback card is Yogi Berra, headed to the B's. And this is originally out of Upper Deck. I would have thought this thing was numbered, but I don't really see a number on it, so maybe it wasn't. But anyway, it's cool little Yogi Berra for the B. The BBB. Well, for sure. Your Kavika is saying, hey, Leaf doesn't really give us any information on the checklist. You're absolutely 100% right. They don't at all give us a checklist because it's a buyback product. There's the only part of the checklist they'll really ever give on a buyback product. Well, traditionally, they'll show a few examples like on the marketing materials. And then outside of that, they might show like what the Leaf Original cards, you know, like they might be on a checklist. But yeah, buyback products really of any type are notorious for not really showing a checklist because it's so, you know, a lot of things there's just one of, and I think often they don't even half know what all they have, honestly. They're just like buying stuff like crazy and going, here, put it in a box, you know. That's how I imagine it anyway. All right, so I just obviously decided to get all the rest of these out of these boxes, and then we're just going to have them out here on a little stack and make everybody's life more interesting. maybe not more interesting, but easier. And we can just sit here and just bam, 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 go through them. That was an executive decision I made part of the way through there. All right, so this is for the V. We don't see those very often, do we? Vezina? Anyway, yeah, for the V. These are all the Leaf originals. Roger Federer, numbered to 35 for the F. And Kyle Kuzma, numbered to 10 for the K. Baker Mayfield for the M. And that's going to Stanglover. He's got the M's tonight. So is this Floyd Mayweather going to him too, apparently. It is also numbered to 10. And Fernando Tatis Jr., that is headed to the T. Man, all these are wanting to slide out of their top loaders tonight, aren't they? Not wanting to cooperate with us. Bill Russell for the R. DJ Moore, another one for the M. And our last Leaf original is another Kyle Kuzma, but that one isn't numbered. And you said you think you saw a Bryce Harper under 18 USA Bowman. You think you saw? I don't know. Maybe. We're going to see here. All right. So what do you guys are saying one at a time? Yeah, we're looking at them one at a time. Of course, I just got them all out of the boxes and stacked them up there so that we can, now just through them. You know what I mean? Jordan Alvarez. This is Bowman Chrome Prospect Refractors. 2018 Bowman Chrome Prospect Autograph Refractors. I'll get it out in a minute. It is a 9.5 gem mint grade. Autograph grades to 10. Kid's supposed to be pretty good. So for the A's, not too bad. Aaron Nola. We got ourselves another Bowman Chrome. This is out of a 2014 Bowman Chrome draft. And it is a perfect 10, a pristine 10. Very nice. If you've got the N tonight, is the Aaron Nola. Next up, Charles Haley for the H bidding position, also graded to a 10. That's a Topps rookie card for him from 1987. How about Bart Starr and the Packers, 1970 Topps? Sweet. This one is only graded as an 8.5, but you know what? You just don't really get a ton of Bart Starr 1970 Topps cards coming out. So, I'll take it at an 8.5 because if you found one of those at a 10, we would probably not be pulling it in this product, is my guess. 1960 Topps Sandy Koufax for the K's. That is graded to a 7, a near mint 7. And here we have ourselves the eagle eye that spotted this. Good job. It is a 2010 Bowman Chrome 18 and under USA Baseball Bryce Harper. You did indeed see it. It is graded to a 9.5. It is the H bidding position. Then we have ourselves DeAndre Hopkins. That would also be heading to the H bidding position. It is numbered to 75. It's out of Bowman Chrome back when they used to have football. It is his rookie card. So the H is with another hit. And how about Kevin Durant? Numbered to 49 out of National Treasures. Out of 17-18 National Treasures, autograph and relic, of course, grades to a 9 for the card, a 10 for the autograph. And Acuna. Nice, a little rated rookie optic Acuna for the A. Not too shabby out of this case in my estimation. I'm kind of digging what we pulled out of here tonight. All right, so let's go ahead here and recap what we've pulled tonight. So these are our original cards. So that's Kuzma for the K, a DJ Moore for the M. That's Bill Russell for the R, Fernando Tatis Jr. for the T, Floyd Mayweather to 10, M, Baker Mayfield, M, Another Kyle Kuzma. That one's to 10. It's for the K. Roger Federer to 35 for the F. This is Vesnina to 15 for the V, like Victor. A little one-of-one printing plate. That is Dwayne Haskins for the H. So that's all the Leaf original cards. Now these are our buybacks. Acuna, rated rookie for the A. And then we have DeAndre Hopkins for the H. There is the Yankees. Well, I started to say the Yankees hit one. The Yankees didn't hit one, actually, because we didn't do this by teams. This goes to the B for Yogi Berra. That was an Upper Deck card originally. Bart Starr and the Packers headed to the S. 1970 Topps Bart Starr graded to 8.5. A 1987 Charles Haley Topps for the H graded to 10. Quite nice. Aaron Nola, love this one. That's a first Bowman autograph. It's out of 2014 draft picks. It graded to a 10, and the autograph was to a 10. The ends with a cool little hit right there. This also very nice for the A's. Jordan Alvarez out of 18 Bowman Chrome. 9.5 autograph, or 9.5 card grade, 10 autograph grade. That's probably going to be worth a little money for somebody. There's that Bryce Harper for the H bidding position out of 2010 Bowman Chrome, 18 and under USA Baseball, graded to a 9.5, headed to the H. Here come the Ks. Sandy Koufax, 1960 Topps, graded to a 7. And then the Ds with Kevin Durant to 49, card graded to a 9, and the autograph graded to a 10, and that was originally out of National Treasures. All right, so that is our Leaf Best of Sports for tonight. As a whole, I'm pretty happy with what we got out of there. Hopefully you all are too, although everybody's pretty quiet, so I don't know. Maybe whoever has the A's and the H's and some of the ones that hit a little more, maybe they're not in here tonight. I don't know. But anyway, that is case number 1 of Leaf Best of Sports in the books. Of course, we'll be breaking that again in a couple days on Tuesday night, I think it is. We have that set up to break next. So for those of you who might have jumped in the interim and missed this the first time it came around to you, I'm expecting the stuff that we're breaking tonight to be on the way to you roughly Tuesday. If you got skunked in that break we just completed, that Leaf Best of Sports break, you are still going to get a package. It'll be consolation cards, and you can expect it to ship out on Tuesday when the rest of the break goes. Gypsy Queen's coming up next. We don't have to worry about consolation cards there because there are, whoa, so many cards. So many. We're not going to, every team's going to have cards. We don't have to worry about that. All right, so that's all the news for that page. So let's roll on over here. This is a 5-box half case break of 2019 Gypsy Queen Baseball. It is break number 7. And of course, it ended tonight on eBay Friday night, the 10th of May. Our team names, of course, are on one side. The winning bidders are across from it on the opposite side. And this is the start of a new case. It's also the start of our last case. So there's a couple things you need to know about that. The first one is that anytime I start a brand new case, but we don't finish the entire case at one setting, which is obviously what's about to happen here, I'm going to take all the boxes out of this case, and we're going to set them all on the table and number them on the end, and let random.org decide for us, if I can pry them out of here, which ones will be opening tonight versus which 5 will be opening when we next visit Gypsy Queen, which is either Sunday or Monday, I guess, right? Monday, yeah. I think we're breaking the back half of this, I think, on Monday. Oh, boy, these are wedged in here. Bear with me, guys. Oh, yeah. It's like you need a little something to pry them out when you get towards the bottom. They are really snugly fit into these cases. There we go. which is, you know, good. We don't want them out roaming around the countryside anyway. For sure, we don't want that to happen. All right, so I'll take you along with me. It's really simple. I'm just going to type in 1 through 10 over on random. I'll hit random one single time. We'll take the first 5 numbers that come up and open those corresponding 5 boxes. So super, super easy to get that done. We just have a little typing to do here. All right, there's our 1 through 10, and what is random going to give us? 2, 3, 9, 7, 8. So 2, 3, 7, 8, and 9 are our boxes. 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. All right. Let's take out 6. Let me grab number 10. All right, let me get these other 5 back in their original case, and I'll be right back with you in a moment, and we'll get started. All right. Oh, Justin, you must have gotten some good hits. You said that was good after last time, so you must have gotten something that you needed in there. So good. Hopefully you did. I'm glad to hear that. Hi, Nelson. I think Leaf was pretty good. You'll have to ask these guys and gals what they thought about it, but I liked it. I thought we had some nice stuff come out of it. A stang lever, it was a page. You said the original email was a page of showing a Kentucky Wildcats lamp with a basketball in the middle. Oh, fun, man. I looked and I couldn't find it. I don't know if, like, it's just probably swallowed up somewhere in the multitude of unread emails that I have in that account. Maybe one of these days I will find it. I would like to, because I'd like to see it, but in case it had been something like that you needed a reply on, or you were waiting on me to let you know. I keep telling myself every night, as soon as I see stang lever, I gotta tell him I can't find that email. So anyway. Oh, yeah. I mean, the Bart Star, I know you're saying, well, you didn't think it was that great because it graded an 8.5, but listen, on those older cards, guys, you don't find super high grades. And if you do find super high grades, they're going for a lot of money. Like if you found that in a 9.5 or a 10, it would be thousands of dollars. So an 8.5 is still going to sell for good money. You said you see a PSA 9 that sold for $247. Yeah, I mean, I would think that that 8.5 Bart Star would probably be, I would have said $150 card. So you're thinking maybe that losing that 0.5 takes you down to maybe closer to 125. I mean, maybe, but it's not a super bad grade for an older card is the point. Okay, so here's what we need to talk about for a minute before I flip this over. Each of these boxes is a Gypsy Queen. We're looking for a couple of on-card autographs in here. We're also going to have a lot of, hopefully a lot of, numbered cards and parallels, various things. I'll point those out as we go along, more so in the first boxes than in the later boxes. And each one is going to have a set of 3 chrome cards that are our box toppers. That replaced that big oversized, like 5x7 one that we used to get that was called Glassworks, which was just kind of a big chrome box loader. Instead, each box now has this little pack of 3 chrome cards to keep us busy instead, which I kind of like better. So Cleveland Indians, Washington Nationals, and our third one out of this first pack is numbered to 150. That would be the Red Sox, and it is one Mookie Betts. So, some examples of things that we can find in here. There are black and white parallels. Those could be numbered, or will be numbered to 50 if we find one. There can be logo swap parallels where the GQ would not be there and instead would be the gypsy's face. There are missing nameplate variations, so like, you know, the guy's name, not the nameplate down there, but no name written in it. Then there are some that are a little harder to spot and much harder to find, like they only come out once every multitude of cases, and that can be special jersey cards. So in other words, there's 4th of July, there's Salute to Jackie Robinson, and Players Weekend. So there are jersey variation photographs for those 3 events that can be pulled, but they certainly don't come out often. And then of course we can find our just traditionally numbered cards. May have a different color border and things like that. And our mini cards. There's the possibility of bazooka backs. Now, typically, I do not show the back of every single card as we go along, but if someone, because all the cards ship, so you're going to get everything you do regardless. We do always look at the back of anything that would be numbered or autographed or a hit. We look at the back of our minis and any of our inserts and our chrome cards. But our base cards, we typically don't. However, that having been said, if there is somebody who wants to see the back of every single card, all you need to do is A, let me know, B, hang around until the end of the break, and at the very end of the night, I will just pick up like the whole stack and we could wing through them in a pretty efficient manner at that point if somebody is so inclined. So all you'd need to do is just let me know in that instance. That's Ryan McMahon to 250 for the Colorado Rockies. There are also short prints in here, and they're going to be our retired guys, like this right here, for instance. This is kind of a double variation because it's a short print. This is Ivan Rodriguez, Pudge, for the Rangers, but it's also a missing nameplate. So you've got kind of 2 different things going on right there, short print and missing nameplate for the Rangers. All the short prints are 301. They start with card number 301. They go to card number 320. And it is going to be things, you know, like Pudge and Derek Jeter and, you know, Ty Cobb and that sort of thing comprises our short prints. That's an example of logo swap. It's Adames for the Tampa Bay Rays. So we haven't seen a black and white yet, but we've seen a lot of other stuff. So for the most part, since you kind of know what is what at this point, I'll just flag them as I see them. And if you see one go by that I don't catch, you are welcome to jump into chat and let me know. The one thing I would ask is that you try to note what card was either before it or after it, if you want me to go back and find it in the stack for you, because there is a little bit of delay from the time you type it into chat to the time it would show up on my side. George Brett, Kansas City Royals, short print. And just kind of knowing like who is in front and who is behind it would help me locate it, basically, is what I'm telling you. All the cards do ship. I get that question at least once every time I break this product. Yes, they're all going to be sorted and shipped and heading your way. Justin Upton, missing nameplate, Angels. So that's why I don't worry as much about some things, you know, if one, I try to catch them all, obviously, but if one does happen to slide by me while you see it and I don't catch it to call it, I don't worry too much because I know you're still going to end up with it anyway if it's supposed to be yours since everything ships. Hi, the rookie. I don't think I saw you over there a minute ago. Hi to you. And yeah, Nelson, I would say H did really well tonight. I would say that the A did well tonight because you had Acuna and there was another A, wasn't there, guys? Wasn't it Acuna and another one? See how quickly I forget what was in there because we started talking about other stuff. I want to say there was something else that was an A, but maybe not. But anyway, yeah, I thought we did pretty well tonight. But H did have several hits. You're right about that, the rookie. Alvarez. Yeah. That's it. The Jordan Alvarez. Thank you, Kavika. That is exactly what the other one was. I think that will turn out to be a pretty useful little hit as well, that Alvarez, as a matter of fact. So this is our last case of Gypsy Queen, so I'm a little bit, I'm sad to see it go, in the sense that I absolutely love Gypsy Queen. But then the other nice thing is that, well, we've got so much other baseball. It's kind of good to feel like I'm starting to get somewhat caught up. So, it's one of those. Like, I'm sad to see it go, but yet it's good progress because there's so much stuff stacked up right now. And more coming all the time. Prism Baseball will be here Wednesday. And of course, we've still got Tier 1, tons of Tier 1 to break, and lots of other interesting things down there. Lots more Bowman. I did forget to mention these. There's loads of these throughout as well. These are tarot inserts, inserts, I guess, technically. That one is Diaz for the Mets, but we'll find lots and lots of those. For the most part, they're going to be very similar to that. Every once in a while, we might find one that's numbered or has some difference about it, but most of them are going to be pretty much like that. And here is an autograph coming our way, finally. We're pretty far into this box to have not seen one yet, I was thinking. And it's headed to the White Sox. It's Michael Kopech. This is the first one that we see live tonight. I might see a black and white coming our way. I do, and it's autographed. Hey. Colorado Rockies, with a little Trevor Story. Black and white with ink, numbered 250. So, nice hit there for the Rockies. We may as well just combine the rest of that into one little stack. Both of our autographs held out to almost the end. This is my Cincinnati Reds. Tarot for Puig as the Joker. Box number 1, locked and loaded. Well, we're going to try to get into box number 2. I decided to stop trying to cut those little seals, that it would be just as easy to peel them off, although I'm not entirely sure that it is just as easy to peel them off, is it? But anyway, that's what I thought at the time. Well, live and learn, live and learn. But first, our chrome box toppers. The Cubbies, Kyle Schwarber. And if I can get him extracted there, I want to stick to the card behind him, Ryan O'Hearn for the Kansas City Royals. These do have quite a bit of curvature. I don't know how easily you can tell that from the camera, but as is the case often with cards that have this chrome type coating, these are no exception. They definitely have some curvature to them. This one is going to be numbered because it's a refractor. It's Molina to 50. So a little gold refractor there for the Cardinals. So what do you guys think about the guy who caught the Pujols ball and that whole scenario? That is kind of weird, isn't it? That whole thing. So he hits out, Pujols hits out his 2,000th RBI, which are like hardly anyone has done. He's what, maybe the 3rd officially and maybe the 5th unofficially to have done that. Well, that 2,000th RBI ball just happened to be a home run. And it was in Detroit, and went up into a part of the stands where there were not a lot of people, and a Detroit fan up there got it. like 30, mid-30s, I think they said, like pre-law, whatever, got the ball. And apparently, as they traditionally do, they sent representatives from both the Angels and the Tigers to try to get the ball back on Albert's behalf. You know the way that stuff works. They'll offer you, first like an autographed baseball, and then a chance to meet the player and get something autographed, and they just kind of keep upping the ante until you accept, usually. If you happen to be in possession of one of these milestone balls and the player, wants it. But in this case, the guy would not give it up. And then they started kind of telling him, well, if you leave here with it, if you leave the ballpark with it, Major League Baseball will not authenticate it for you. And if it's not authenticated, well, then that just, means it's worthless. You're not going to be able to get anything for it, even if you try to. Which apparently offended the guy, because he said, well, he wasn't in it for the money, right? He's talking about, well, his brother is a big Cardinals fan. So, of course, Pujols' first team was the Cardinals. So he might give it to him for Christmas, or he's got a son, an unborn child, I guess they know it's going to be a boy or something on the way, and he might save it and give it to him, etc., etc. That's Mookie Betts and the Red Sox. So it's kind of turned into this whole thing now where this guy's like getting practically, some people on Twitter are like, yeah, you go, stand your ground. And then other people are being really rude and awful to him. And in any case, he did take the ball out of the ballpark. So it's like, what happens to it? What do you do with it? A milestone ball like that. A nice little fortune teller autograph. You know what? We don't find these very often. It is numbered to 50 and happens to be a quite good one for the Yankees with Andujar. This is what? Is this our fourth case or fifth case of Gypsy Queen this year? I've kind of lost track. Fourth, I think. And that's the first autographed mini that I've seen. So, for what that's worth, they don't come out super, super often. I don't think we had one in our first case. We had maybe a booklet in our first case and something else. I don't know. First case was pretty good, but I don't think we had an autographed mini in it. I lose track. I really do. But I did think that guy was, an interesting sort of thing, because nothing really satisfied him. Like, even when the Tigers started offering him stuff, I guess the last offer they made him was an autographed Pujols ball, a Pujols jersey, a chance to meet Albert, and also a whole bunch of autographed Miguel Cabrera stuff from the Tigers, since he's a Detroit fan. And according to the guy, the reason he turned it all down is because he thought they were, quote unquote, treating him like a garbage bag, because he did not, because they implied that, or he felt like they were implying that he was only in it for the money, since they kept telling him that it would, that nobody would authenticate it for him if he left the ballpark with it. So, I don't know. I tell you what, I would have taken all that stuff. I would have been like, yeah, here you go. Here's your ball. I want to go meet these players and give me all this stuff. Although, maybe you hold out for a little Mike Trout autograph too, though, right? All things considered. Whit Merrifield comes out for the Kansas City Royals as our second autograph out of this box. But it is always interesting. Anytime one of those milestone balls gets knocked out of the park, where a customer, a fan, whatever you want to call it, can get their hands on it, it is always interesting what happens. I think a lot give it back. Make a deal and give it back. But there are definitely some who are like this guy. They're like, no, I'll be taking this ball home. which I guess is cool for them to have that little piece of history, but yet at the same time, gosh, you have to think about like what that would mean to the player and the player's family, more so than to you, the person who caught it. This is for the Giants. It is numbered to 250 with Aramis Garcia. There's another Ivan Rodriguez short print. Meanwhile, I'm trying to think who. I think it's Jeter Downs ended up with the Mariners. Is that right? Wasn't he part of the Sonny? I think it was Jeter that was part of the Sonny Gray trade. So Jeter went to the Yankees. Sonny Gray came to the Reds, but then he got traded from the Yankees to the Mariners with, in part of that Justice Sheffield trade, I think. Right? Anyway, I believe he's making his debut alongside, what's that kid that used to play for the Cardinals? Really good prospect for the Cardinals. But then when he came up and, was up for a few months, didn't really show out the way they expected him to. And he ended up also getting traded to the Mariners. I can't think of his name. I think both those guys are maybe up for the Mariners this weekend. Didi Gregorius. That is a logo swap. Oh, yeah, Dustin, exactly. We had the other Pudge earlier with, that was the short print with no nameplate, and then that was the regular Ivan Rodriguez short print that we saw there just a second ago. So kind of a little bit of a matched set there, if you will, on the Pudge inserts, parallels, whatever. I always use those the wrong way, insert and parallel. I always just use them interchangeably. I know they're not meant to be, but for some reason I can't ever say the right one out. So yeah, Dustin, that's not too bad there for your Texas Rangers so far, huh? I'll take it. So far, so good. All right, let's see if we can get these to separate from one another. Find out what we've got waiting here in our box topper. So the D-backs are taking one home. David Peralta. The Cubbies grabbing the second one. Rizzo. And our third one is numbered, and it's a refractor for the Giants. And numbered to 150 on your Chris Shaw. So this is the start of box 3 that's coming out of the wrappers as we speak. Might be a black and white. Did I see a black and white edge in there? Maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe a black and white one in there. Meanwhile, I'm kind of waiting for Ohtani to get back in his groove now that he's back in the lineup as DH anyway for the rest of this season. Presumably, he'll be the rest of this season, assuming nothing else happens, which I can't imagine that it would be re-injured doing that. And so, he's got a little ways to go to get back, knocking him out of the park, I think, but I bet he'll be hammering them out of there before too long, hopefully. Aha! A numbered tarot to 250, Bryce Harper, and of course he was still a National. You see that on the card there. So at the time they printed these, he hadn't made his deal with the Phillies yet, I guess. So that's headed to the Nats. This will be to 250 for the Mets with Thor. I mean, I get why he has the Thor nickname, I really do, but honestly, with the hair, I think he looks more like a 90s metal band kind of guy than Thor. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Of course, it's as much about how he performs on the field as it is his hair, but anyway. Matt Olson and the Oakland A's. It's our first autograph out of box number 3. Oakland has a little ink headed their way. Another mini. That's a logo swap. Senzatella, Colorado Rockies. Kimbrel with a tarot. Like, who I guess is basically just saying, like, I'm turning down everything until I get what I think I'm worth. I think I read that he himself said something to the effect of, you know, he turned down some offers that his agent kind of wanted him to take, but he decided no, he wasn't going to take anything less than what he thought he was worth. And that if that front office likes to throw all these analytics at them and tell them that that's, you know, how they make decisions. So he says, according to the analytics, I should be worth XYZ. So if they want to live and die by the analytics, then that's what I need to be paid. So, okay, you go, Craig. Of course, you're still unemployed really far into the season, but okay. I don't know. Surprised, frankly. And we've still got what's his head from the Astros too. Why can't I think of that guy's name? That's unemployed still. Missing nameplate. Washington Nationals. That would be one Sean Doolittle. And here comes our second autograph out for box number 3. Dylan Cozens for the Phillies. The Philadelphia Phillies. I don't think Jay Allen must not have the Phillies tonight, because if he did, I think he would have been in here saying he needed some love for the Phillies. So I think he must not be in here tonight for Gypsy Queen. Another Bryce Harper for the Nats. So I guess we've got, I think, only 2 new releases for next week. Well, technically 3, but one I don't break. So Wednesday we have Prism Baseball, and then we have Big League Baseball. Which Big League Baseball actually can have some stuff in it that you might want in terms more so short prints than anything else. It's certainly more rare to find an autograph in Big League than it would be maybe to find some variations or short prints or things like that. Sandy Koufax for the Dodgers, a short print. But it's not anything that I break. It's got a lot of cards in it, and it's kind of hard to hit some of the parallels and whatnot. So, I'm not breaking that one, but we will have Prism Baseball on Wednesday. That's the other Wednesday release. And then on Friday, we have Spectra Basketball coming out, finally. I moved the date on that a couple different times. But finally due to show up Friday a week from today. So next week's not a super busy week, super hectic for new releases either. So that'll give us a little more time to kind of catch up and get some more Tier 1 broken and more Bowman and some of the other stuff we got kind of hanging around. Haven't yet decided if I want to break more score or if I just want to sell it to the person who offered to buy it from me. I don't mind the break. Break's actually fine. But the sorting, oh, the sorting is so awful. Because there's so many different rookies in there, and I haven't memorized them all yet, and a lot of them are undrafted guys too. Joey Gallo and the Rangers. So then you have to know where they've signed, you know, post-draft, and that seems like, oh, it's a lot. Bogarts for the Red Sox, and our third out is the Astros for Carlos Correa. In fact, that last case took me probably between 4 and 5 hours just to get the sort done. Dreadful. And then, you know, you got to still get it ready and get it out the door. It was like a whole day to get that done. That's why I don't break as much score. But there is still a little bit of it down there. I did sell some of it to somebody offered to buy some of it from me, and I did sell some of it. But I do still have a little bit left, and I'm debating what I want to do. Like, if nobody cared about any of the base, rookie or veteran, and you could literally ship just the hits, well, that'd be easy. I'd break a zillion cases of it. But a lot of people do want, at the minimum, the rookie cards, and sorting those out is the hard part of it. Oh, Dustin, he's happy. He's happy that he got a chrome box topper for his Rangers as well with Gallo. I feel a mini on the back of this, so I'm going to bring it around first just because I didn't want it to fall off the back of the pile there. That was Blake Snell. Then another tarot. That was Ozzy for the Braves. Yeah, sometimes those minis land in awkward spots when you're, you know, grabbing a group of cards. You always kind of have to watch for them. And this and Allen and Genter both, where they'll come flying out of there when you least expect it, which is, of course, not at all what we would want to have happen. Oh, there's a missing nameplate variation for the Dodgers, who played a terrible game last night. Mercy. That's Enrique Hernandez. I mean, that was just like the worst game I think I've practically seen the Dodgers play ever. I didn't watch the whole game. Obviously, I worked for part of it, but I saw the tail end of it, and they were just dreadful. The Nationals just ate them up for lunch, man. Max Muncy alone struck out 4 or 5 times. That's the Rockies, Nolan Arenado. Oh, but I mean, everything they did was just bad. It wasn't just that they had bad at-bats. They had bad pitching, and they had bad fielding and bad base running, and they were just having an off day yesterday, the Dodgers. That is another Trevor Story for the Rockies. Your first one, if I recall, was, I think, the black and white parallel. Now you have another numbered parallel, this one to 150. So if you have the Rockies, you probably picked them up for like next to nothing tonight, and you have gotten a quite nice return on your investment so far. Lou Trevino, black and white, is going to be to 50, and it is, of course, the Oakland A's. Have any of you tried to buy a car recently? Anybody been car shopping in the last few months? Well, I helped my mom get a car a couple weeks ago, and she wanted a new Camry, and we found her one, got a good deal on it and all that, but it was kind of odd in the sense that, like, the dealership told us what the price was, and we said, well, I think that's a little bit too high, and okay, and we left. And then they never ever followed up with her. Like, they didn't phone her, email her, text her, nothing. And she made it clear, like, she was ready to buy a car. She was ready to trade. Not one of these, like, oh, I'm still deciding kind of scenarios. So finally, after, 4 or 5 days have gone by, and I've had a friend of mine who works at a dealership look up some stuff for her, and they didn't have exactly what she wanted there. So I said, okay, well, let's call back this first dealership and offer them something. So she called them instead of them calling her. And they took the offer, like, right away. And it was quite a bit less than they had asked originally. But they didn't even attempt to negotiate it. They just took the offer she gave. Which was great. But I thought really weird. Matt Davidson for the White Sox. That looks like that ought to be some kind of variation just because of the photo. The image there. Obviously being hit with the Gatorade or whatever. Maybe it's not, and maybe I just don't remember seeing that particular image before, but at any rate, it did kind of resonate there with me as one I don't maybe see super often. Maybe I just haven't noticed it before. So anyway, I set it aside. So, I mean, it was great. It worked out fine and everything, but I thought it was odd that they hadn't really followed up with her too much. So now we're looking to get a car and have been going into some places and test driving some things and making some offers and finding the same thing. Nobody calls you back. Nobody follows up. We made an offer on a car 2 days ago that the dealership has not accepted, declined, or countered. It's just sitting there, like, with no response. This is numbered to 250. It is Whit Merrifield, Kansas City Royals, parallel. And I just think that is so super weird. That is, just odd. That is not the way normally you go in and even look at a car lot when you're driving by. They're practically writing down your license plate number and chasing you down the street, It's such an interesting sort of thing that even when you are now actively trying to buy a car and stating your intentions, like, I want to buy a car this week, and they don't call you back. So is that just here, or is that happening to any of you as well? A Hank Aaron short print for the Braves. I love my man Hank Aaron, so I'm happy to see that come out. Out of the short prints, he is one that I don't tend to see as often as some of the others. Maybe that's just my imagination, but it seems to me that there are some that we pull more frequently than others. Hank Aaron is not one of the ones I see as often anyway, so glad to see my man Hank Aaron showing up there. Yeah, so see, the rookie says the same thing. He says that's weird. That's what we're thinking too. We're like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand. You said your wife still gets calls a year later from the dealership. I know, and it's not like the offer we made was way out of the realm of what they were asking. I mean, it was an offer that was like $1,000 less than they were asking. That's it. It wasn't like a crazy offer. That's a logo swap variation. So, these days with the internet, everybody does their homework, and you know pretty much what they've got in the car, and you know what they can afford to sell it for. And so you're going to make an offer that allows them some profit and allows you a good deal. David Bodie, Chicago Cubs, our second autograph here out of box number 4, hung out there to the very end. So, usually you would expect worst case scenario that they come back with a counter offer. I just think it's super incredibly weird. It has been since Wednesday, and there's no like yes, no, or, anything. Just silence, just complete silence. I mean, they asked us a couple of questions, like, are you going to finance it? No, we're going to pay cash or whatever. And just because we don't want to finance it, through them, obviously. And that kind of thing. And then that was it. Nothing else. So, strange, huh? Kirk. Kirk says you can't afford a car because you spend too much on my brakes. Well, listen, if you want to know, this will be my first new car in 20 years. I've been driving my same car for the last 20 years. This is Devers for the Red Sox with a chrome box topper. It's a Honda. I love it. It only has 130,000 miles on it, even though it's actually a 2000, a model year 2000, but I bought it late in 1999. This is Chris Shaw for the San Francisco Giants and Colorado Rockies. We have a little numbered chrome parallel here to 50. It's the gold parallel of Charlie Blackmon. And honestly, it still drives great. I kind of love it, and I'm not entirely even sure I want to let it go, but because it doesn't have all the latest and greatest, or hardly any of the safety features that are obviously very common on today's cars, the insurance, surprisingly, is getting pretty high. You'd think it'd be the opposite. For a car that old that's not worth very much, the insurance costs are insanely high. And I guess it's partially because it doesn't have all of the updated safety features. For instance, they told me my insurance rates will change only about $100 a year for me to go from my model year 2000 car to a new car. So if that tells you anything. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the rookie, I'm with you. I mean, as I say, I've got friends who work at dealerships, and I have a little, just enough working knowledge to be dangerous about how some of that stuff goes. So I'm with you. I've never in my life heard of that kind of crazy stuff. It's just like all of a sudden everybody's just decided, we're selling enough cars. Well, we're not going to call you back. We don't need your offer. We don't want your stinking offer. Cedric Mullins for the Baltimore Orioles. And, of course, we are in our last box, so that does mean last box mojo is at play here. And Cedric Mullins, of course, our first out, meaning we still have one left to find that we're hoping is going to be a big, smoking, hot, fiery, volcanic hit. So, yeah, I don't know what it is about why. I mean, maybe people don't think we're serious or something, but yet when we're saying, hey, we'd like to buy a car like this weekend, I would think that it was pretty well signals intent to buy a car, It's super weird, but anyway, I'll just keep driving my little 20-year-old Honda. I do love her. Juan Soto on a Fortune Teller Mini, and a little tarot there for J.D. Martinez and the Red Sox. But it does tell you something about Honda anyway, that I've had no problems with that car. I've only had to do like the basic maintenance, changing the oil and that sort of stuff, and maybe a couple sets of tires and the basic things like that, and that's it. I've had zero problems with that car, and then 130,000 miles and 20 years later, it could probably go another 20 years. Kevin Newman, Pittsburgh Pirates with the logo swap. So I do kind of want to stick with the Hondas, I think, although the new body style is weird. Rick Porcello, Boston Red Sox, numbered to, what did we look at that? Numbered to 250. That's a short print. Gary Carter. And of course, the Montreal Expos, former Montreal Expos, are the current Washington Nationals. And of course, cards always stay with their franchise. So anytime we pull a Nationals card, it goes, or pull an Expos card rather, it goes to the current name and location of their franchise, which would be the Washington Nationals. Alrighty. I could have just opened those last 3 or 4 packs, I know, but I was really kind of wanting to see what was in here. I go through my spells where I can look at a whole lot. I can wait. I can open a bunch before I have to start looking at them again. Acuna and the Braves. There are other times when I cannot delay my gratification, and I just want to see what's there. This was one of those times. Another tarot. That one is Mookie Betts again for the Red Sox. Making sure there was no many floating around there on the back of this pile anywhere. No, because it's in the middle. This one should be numbered, though. It is to 250. Edwin Diaz. How about that? For the Mets, a little numbered fortune teller. Always a good, fun little addition. I think, anyway. I like the fortune tellers. And our next autograph, our second autograph out of this box, comes out the Kansas City Royals for Brad Keller. So all of our autographs are now present and accounted for. However, we may still find some short prints or variations, numbered cards, something interesting perhaps in the end. Let's see what else we've got. Our last few packs here. So the back half of this we're going to break on Monday night. And it is, of course, the last of the Gypsy Queen for 2019. I doubt I'll bring any more in because we've got a lot more base card heavy stuff still yet to come. We still got to get Series 2 and Stadium Club, and there's still a lot of Bowman I have left. I even have a little Heritage left that I decided to hold back. I didn't break it or sell it. I just kept it to kind of decide what I want to do with it. So we might break that somewhere along the way too. And we have a missing nameplate for the Red Sox, or a blank nameplate, whichever you prefer. That one is David Price. A fortune teller mini for one Kyle Tucker. And I guess we are about at the bitter end. Uh-oh, no, we got a Christian Yelich hanging out there on a fortune teller mini. Now we're officially at the bitter end. All right, so we're going to recap this, and we don't have any housekeeping we have to do tonight. Isn't that unusual? No redemptions, nothing that has to go to random, just a straight, good old-fashioned recap. Gotta love that. This is gold. It's numbered to 50 for the Rockies. Unless I say they're numbered, you know they're going to be unnumbered, right? That's the deal. That's our agreement here. Giants, Red Sox, Astros, Red Sox, Rangers. And this one, of course, is numbered to 150 for the Giants. Whoops, I forgot to say, sorry, Cubs. I was just whizzing right on through there. Diamondbacks, is Cardinals to 50, gold refractor once again. Behind that, with the Royals, the Cubs again. Here's the Red Sox to 150. And a National and an Indian. So those were all of our chrome parallel box toppers. Our numbered cards that do not have an autograph attached to them. We have the Fortune Teller Mini, Edwin Diaz to 250 for the Mets. The Red Sox to 250. The Kansas City Royals to 250. The black and white numbered to straight up 50 for the Oakland A's. Thor Mets 250. Garcia Giants 250. Ryan McMahon Rockies 250. And these are the parallels that I caught as I was going through the first time. Now, chances are there may be some other parallels in there as we discussed. Everything ships, so if there's other stuff in there, I'm going to, bazooka backs, etc. We'll find it when we sort. Once again, if there is somebody who wants to look through all of those in the back of them right now, speak now or forever hold your peace, because we could do it here in a minute if you want. As a blank nameplate for the Red Sox, David Price. Short print, Gary Carter, Expos are Nationals. Logo swap, Pirates. Logo swap, Pirates. Short print, my man Hank Aaron for the Atlanta Braves. Blank nameplate for the Dodgers. A short print for the Dodgers with Sandy Koufax. Blank nameplate, Nationals. Logo swap, Rockies. Logo swap, Yankees. Ivan Rodriguez. Short print, Rangers. Justin Upton missing nameplate, Angels. Short print, George Brett, Kansas City Royals. Logo swap, Tampa Bay Rays. A double variation here, a short print with a variation, is a short print with a blank nameplate for Ivan Rodriguez. Pudge once again out for the Texas Rangers. Kansas City Royals, Brad Keller autograph. A Cedric Mullins autograph for the Baltimore Orioles. David Bodie and the Cubbies. Colorado Rockies, Trevor Story to 150. The Phillies, Dylan Cozens. Oakland A's have Matt Olson. Whit Merrifield, Kansas City Royals. A little autograph Fortune Teller Mini. I love that. And that's Andujar for the Yankees, numbered to 50. I do like that hit. And then here comes another Trevor Story for the Rockies. This is our black and white variation, numbered to 50, with a little ink added to it. And we started things off tonight with Michael Kopech and the White Sox. So that's the break and the recap. But what I will do for you right now, in case anybody missed it earlier, or if you just want to catch it again for whatever reason, I'm going to put up your shipping information. And then we're also going to take a look at what's coming up in the days ahead, what we're going to be breaking over the next few days. So if you're interested in any of that, here it comes. Expecting a Tuesday shipping date approximately for both Gypsy Queen and Leaf Best of Sports. If you got skunked in Leaf Best of Sports, you are still going to get a package in the mail. You'll get consolation cards, and it will all ship out when the rest of the break ships out. And, of course, in Gypsy Queen, every team pulled cards. You just saw how many cards we looked at tonight. So everybody's going to have a package coming from Gypsy Queen. So what's coming up in the days ahead? Tomorrow night, it's a single break. It's a half case of Bowman Baseball, the back half of a case we started a couple of days ago. Sunday is Mother's Day. Don't forget, take care of your mothers, grandmothers, wives, etc. So no breaks on Sunday. Monday, Gypsy Queen Baseball. So we're going to break the back half of this case that we just started tonight. Tuesday, it's going to be a 5-box case of autographed football jerseys, right? Game day greats. Those are fun. Another case of Leaf Best of Sports. The last of the 2018 Flawless Football will be Tuesday night, and then we're going to break more Tier 1 baseball Tuesday. On Wednesday, it'll be a single break. We're going to start at 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific. And we'll open the new release that comes out that day, Panini Prism Baseball. We're going to open it by the half case to start out. We may go to some full cases later, but I don't know. There's so many cards in there. We may stay to half case. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So that is it for me tonight. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend ahead. Thank you once again for spending part of your Friday night here with me. I hope I see you again tomorrow night, or if not, then sometime soon. So take care, and we'll see you the next time.